I want possession of you. I want you to ask for my permission before you do anything. Love. I want to own you. I want you under my command, obedient, under my jurisdiction. I want possession of you. I want to own you.
But you can't. I am my own person. I have my own feelings. I can make my own choices. Now own me. What would be the point? What's in it for me?
Safety. I would be your Santa Claus. I would bring you gifts on Christmas. I would lubricate your life. I would make it smooth and go in and out of existence easy. I would vaginate you. I would womb you. I would uterus you.
You can't vaginate me. I have a vagina. I'll never have one. No surgery can make a man a real woman. A man is a mistake. X and Y chromosomes. Look it up. Even men know they're secondary. Why do you think no football players say hi to dad during the big game?
Oh, so what do you want then? The perfect, caring, new age millennium man? The sensitivity of a faggot with the cock of a horse? Or maybe you're a lip licker. Yeah, maybe you've given up on Dick and Harry. So before you voyage off into a world of armpit hair, granola bars, and Indigo Girls concerts, let me offer you a little bit of advice on the beloved pink triangle. Once you get in, you can't get out. You're lost in there like a man in a cave. Don't ever think that you could be me.
I don't want to be you. You're a sad, sick little man, trying to compensate for a lack of sexual fulfillment by degrading women. Maybe if you start to believe your own lies, that women are worthless and need to be diapered like children, you can hide from the feelings that you have of them. Fear, shyness, insecurity. When's the last time you even talked to a woman?
I'm talking to you, aren't
I? I'm being paid to be here. I would never talk to you outside this office. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
Why? Because it's true.
No, it's not. If I saw you on the outside, I'd say hi. Hi, Cannon. How are you?
But what if I wasn't your patient? What if I was just some guy in a bar and I tried to buy you a drink? Would you let me?
Well, that depends on what you were wearing. I like men who dress nice. If you were dressed nice, I probably would. You're... No. You know what? Let's get back to our exercise. Tell me I'm a cunt.
You're a cunt.
And you've never seen a cunt. I could be a 6-foot-tall cunt with blood dripping down the sides. And you wouldn't know whether to fuck me or call the National Guard. I have no respect for you. You know how some people have outie belly buttons and some people have innies? Well, I bet that you have an innie penis. You have no libido. You don't even want sex enough to connive a woman into it. You'd rather just feed yourself on a diet of misogyny and hate.
I don't hate girls. I just don't understand them. All they want is bad boys, so it seems like there's no rules. Why be a good person? Why believe in God?
I've heard all of this before. Why? Why not just have some faith that all the bad people are gonna get what's coming to them? And we don't all get what we deserve. But we all deserve what we get. Why not just keep to your moral high ground? And that way you won't wake up in the morning and want to spit in the mirror.
I never felt that way.
Some days I wake up and there's some guy I just met the night before laying next to me. He may or may not be cute, and I may or may not remember the sex. Then, when I go to the bathroom, I see myself, and I feel disgusted. Like I'm just giving away pieces of myself to these drugs that aren't worth it. Instead of concentrating on making myself a better person who deserves someone I can really care for. Having a one-night stand doesn't make me feel stronger. It makes me feel weaker. Like I'm taking bricks out of a house and every winter it's getting colder and colder.
And you should be with a man like me.
A man like you?
Yeah. A good stay-at-home kind of man. A man who enjoys watching videos. Or eating at crab and lobster buffets. Honest. Earnest. Trustworthy. Loyal.
Obedient? Courageous? Kind? What are you, a man or a Boy Scout?
If Scout's honor, I'm a man. And someday I'll show you just how great a man I am.
How?
The world inspires me. I feel like it's my destiny to inspire others. My mind just gets so focused, like after watching a great movie. All the great autobiographies that I've read. And now I'm ready to go out into the world and show it my inside.
Well, it sounds to me like you're just going to condense other people's thoughts into your own opinion. I expect a sloppy, derivative, jargon-based misfire.
Oh, thank you. Except about the sloppiness. This work will be clean. Every thought will be on a new page.
Well, sounds like a great toilet read.
Hey, that's a good idea. Can I use it?
No. Get your own ideas. You know, Frost once said there was a fork in the road, and I took the road less traveled. And that has made all the difference. In other words, you'll never be insightful by quoting from famous people. But go out, get some life experience. That's what makes an interesting writer.
I don't want to be an interesting writer. I want to be rich and famous.
Why?
So I'll never have to start a conversation.
So have you gotten laid yet, friend?
Well, I was hooking up with a girl last week.
Hooking up? What, were you connecting a VCR or something?
No, Eddie, you know, hooking up, getting together, making out.
Did you fuck her?
No,
Why not, Cannon?
she's not my type.
Did you have her naked?
Yeah.
Then she's your type. So what's the problem?
Nipple rings. The girl had nipple rings. Well, why does a girl with nipple rings want me? She's being titillated all day. That's so funny.
Nipple rings, titillated. That was a joke, right?
No, I didn't mean it like that. And that's a good one, Eddie. No, you see, I have this whole theory about girls with nipple rings. They're all about self-satisfaction and independence. She's not the kind of girl who would make a good wife.
A good wife? Who said anything about a good wife? This is sex.
No, see, that's where you and I disagree. I can't have sex with a girl unless I think I love her, and if I think I love her, then I will probably want to marry her.
So, what about the circus freak? Did you love her until you got her naked and saw the tool shed in her tits?
No, I knew I didn't love her from the beginning.
Why not?
Because she's fat.
What's that got to do with anything? More loving for the shoving, more pushing for the cushion, more mowing for the plowing, and if it's spring, the grass is growing.
What does that mean?
Fat chicks are more fun. They don't get as much attention as skinny girls, so they appreciate it more. Fat chick walks into a bar, most guys don't even notice. So, give the fat chick some tender love and care, let her know you're on her side. Take her out for donuts, man, she'll love you forever. Before you know it, you got a big fat girlfriend.
But I don't want a big fat girlfriend.
Sure you do. Big fat girlfriends, or BFGs as I call them, are great.
Why?
Well, they're like men with vaginas.
Yeah? How so?
Well, what do we like to do when we're together?
I don't know. Watch sports, go to movies, eat out.
Well, guess what?
What?
Fat chicks like to do all that too.
Really?
Yeah, fat chicks love to watch sports because most of them were daddy's little couch potato, grew up watching sports, so they're used to belching and farting and ordering pizza. They take these acts not as signs of sloth, but as tokens of love. Love between man, woman, and television. And women have good memories, so you don't have to explain things like sacrifice bunts and icing.
Well, I don't understand those.
Neither do I. But you know what I really hate?
What?
Goaltending in basketball. I mean, isn't the point to keep the ball out of the basket? How can the judges determine...
You mean referees?
Whatever. How can the judges see the arch of those hands anyway? Those hands are like big bony baseball gloves.
Yeah, but tell me more about fat chicks.
Okay, as I was saying, fat chicks love sports and they love movies.
How come?
Well, they get to dress up, go out and get fed popcorn, and sit on their ass for 2 hours.
Sounds great.
For $20, that's a date, pal. With a skinny chick, can it? You gotta take into a club or a disco. And instead of sitting in a nice air-conditioned theater quietly enjoying the film, you gotta talk to the skinny bitch all night.
Yeah, that sucks.
I know.
So what about eating out? Do fat chicks like that too?
Of course. But let me back up here and tell you about the two types of skinny girls.
Two types?
Oh, yeah. This has been scientifically proven. The first type is naturally skinny. You know, those high metabolism, stripper quality pieces of ass? These can be identified by lots of tattoos and small tits. Naturally skinnies are the kind that tend to ruin men's lives. Now, you take this one out to eat, and she is going to snarf down food like a damn pig. Steak, potatoes, death by chocolate desserts, all the foods that constipate the rest of us. Naturally skinnies will devour that shit.
How come?
Because naturally skinny is like a camel. They can go for long periods of time without food or water as long as they have cigarettes.
Oh, like a supermodel, right?
But when they need to restore and fuel for a few weeks, they get some schmuck to take them out for a nice expensive dinner date.
Oh, that reminds me of my high school biology class.
How come?
Well, the teacher kept a snake in a glass cage in the back of the classroom. And once a semester, us kids would gather a collection to buy a few rats to feed. All the boys would gather around close while all the girls squirmed away.
Oh, it's like looking in a mirror for them.
So what about the other type of skinny chick?
Oh, yeah, the conform skinny. They're even worse.
How so?
Well, these were the girls that once were fat, but now are skinny. They spent long hours in the weight room and the bathroom, trying to achieve their best possible body, and they're obsessed with keeping it.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. Other than the fact that she will drive you insane. See, conform skinny knows the freedom of fathood. She knows the joy of almond joy, the feels alright of cellulite, the comfort of wearing short sleeves on a breezy winter day. But she also knows that most guys want skinny chicks because cheekbones ring cell phones, and most girls want to be called on Monday for a Friday night fuck.
So how can I tell the difference between a naturally skinny and a conformed skinny?
It's in the head, my friend. It's all in the head. Girl's got a nice skinny body with a mouse-like shriveled face, naturally skinny. But the same body with a big bloated head and an extra chin or two, conformed skinny.
So which one should I go for?
Neither. I'm telling you, fat chicks are where it's at. They love to go out to eat. Take them for Chinese, pizza, or better yet, an all-you-can-eat buffet.
But that'll make them fatter.
Then they can't run away.
So why not just get a girl in a wheelchair?
Hey, that's an idea.
No, better yet, we'll start scoping the Special Olympics for some special girlfriends.
Okay, now that's just wrong.
No, I'll tell you what. We'll volunteer with a blind, and then set ourselves up on blind dates. We'll boil and freeze rocks like Eric Stoltz in Mask. This is hot, this is cold, and this
is sick.
No, it's like Andrew Dice Clay says, 2 tits, a hole, and a heartbeat. That's all it takes. We'll find ourselves a couple of amputees and put that hypothesis to the test. Of course, to be fair, it should probably be a pass-fail test.
Alright, you're pissing me off. Tried to make a nice argument for the benefit of fat chicks, and you're turning this into a mockery, a disgrace.
Well, I'll never go for your fat chicks.
Why not?
Because they remind me of my mother.
Oh yeah, your mother's fat.
Yeah, and being fat isn't just a body size, it's a state of mind. Always being conscious of yourself, always second-guessing yourself, always wondering, how do the thin people see me? No, I can't deal with that shit.
There are worse things to deal with.
Like what?
You ever get writer's block?
No. You're the artist. Checkmate.
Sometimes words come so easy to me, it's like I'm not even writing them. Like I'm God's tool. Divine intervention. Like sometimes I'll stay up real late at night, 4, 5 in the morning, just to see if I can outlast the other writers who are staying up late in their handmade prisons. Then God picks up my pen, writes it for me, and I put my name on it.
Isn't that plagiarism?
If I signed to God, it would be sacrilege.
Who said Calgary is God's country? Breaking the girl, breaking apart, and breaking laws. I introduce to you the one and only Eddie Paws.
I walk among you, silent in my presence. Nobody recognizes me. Nobody knows that I am here. What I've done in the past. Lives owe themselves to me.
Eddie's been to rehab for things he hasn't done. He just wanted to be prepared in case he ever got an addiction. But he has one problem. Pet peeve. Tiny vice. You see, he plays, but doesn't ever play nice.
This universe depends on me.
Eddie's been in a place so nice to be. A rainbow office of confrontational therapy.
Not in what you see as me.
Where you don't have to be right or wrong. You just gotta be.
This is a shell, a container. I'm the box many gifts are in.
And everybody's crazy. Just a little crazier than me.
My body does not possess my soul.
And I'm the one having fun. Getting paid for therapy.
The soul of Eddie Paws, he died a long time ago. He was not strong enough for this world. Now I'm a carrier. I walk as Eddie Paws, but have allowed my body to be opened up to wandering spirits.
So now join us as Eddie sits down on the couch and hear the atmosphere projecting from his mouth. What are wandering spirits?
Whoever needs to be here. At any given point, it could be anybody. Don't ask me the names. The names don't come. Just the thoughts and images of places I've never been. Not as Eddie Paws. I don't know where they come from. Names aren't important.
What is important?
What isn't important? The whole ship is about to sink. Take with you what you can. The whole ship is about to sink. What can you carry under 2 hands? The whole ship is about to sink. Women and children first. And they ask why fathers disappear. Women and children first.
So, who are you, Eddie Paws?
I'm a conch shell. Most people walk over me. Kids throw me on the rocks, make me shatter to a million pieces. Some romantics throw me back in the sea, thinking they're doing me a favor. Old men put me on the fireplace, take me home like a year-round Christmas tree.
What should they do?
Pick me up? Listen? I don't care. But if they pick me up, they can hear the whole ocean.
You know the whole ocean? Tell me about the whole ocean.
Where do you want to start?
Tell me about God.
What do you want to know?
What's he like?
How do you know it's a him?
He isn't.
He is. He doesn't care about us. Tick, tick, tick goes the time bomb. The time bomb goes tick.
Oh, what time bomb?
Ever see destruction? Ever see death?
Yeah, sure, on television. I have HBO. They do specials on mass murderers, serial killers, police brutality. It's fascinating.
Ever see a child being born?
Once.
What did you think?
There's too much blood.
So you don't have any children?
We're not here to talk about my life.
Why not?
I don't like talking about myself.
That makes you a good listener.
By default.
Maybe you don't have anything to say.
Maybe. I got a letter from a sender. And it told me what to do. It said to send the letter to 9 friends. And that included you.
I mean, it's time for you to grow up. Stop sleepwalking through the nightmare of life. I'm offering you a chance to be aware, to be involved.
In what?
Late tectonics of the gods.
So I returned it to the sender. And I knew that it was you.
Underneath the Earth's surface there are plates. When these plates break, we get earthquakes. When they break really deep, continents divide. People die. It happens all the time. The gods are old.
What gods?
God, little God, the God that deals with us earthbound wizards. Small God, God that deals with you and people like you. Fatalata, the God of fate.
She sounds tough.
She's a bitch. Now, like I said, these gods are old. Earthbound wizards, gypsies, and Renaissance men are working their way up the ladder, becoming higher up in the infrastructure.
What infrastructure?
When you think something, it's already been thought. Ideas are passed down through the universal thought process from God to mere mortals, babies, crickets even. Everybody knows something, but some people don't know they know anything.
What do you know?
I know it all. At least more than you know. I'm an earthbound wizard.
What am I?
I guess something higher than a cricket and lower than a baby. I'd say a genius.
A genius is lower than a baby?
Geniuses are arrogant and comfortable, so they decide to stop learning. They become experts. Nobody knows less than an expert. Your rank is not how smart you are, but how smart you might become. A baby's just begun.
And God is the smartest?
Yes.
So he really knows everything.
Yes.
So he really can't learn anything.
Yes.
Then God is an idiot. He can't learn anything. He's got nothing left to learn. No more horizons to expand upon.
Except about the failures of man. Those are endless.
Tell me about the infrastructure.
Yes. Plate tectonics of the gods. People are climbing their way up. Renaissance men, earthbound wizards, gypsies. They all aspire to godhood. Some have reached it. Created a niche. Reached a cult.
Aren't cults bad?
Don't try to fool me. You'll never be more than a genius.
But I proved God is an idiot.
No, you proved God is an idiot.
What's the difference?
God is active in our lives. Far removed, high up in the food chain, but still active. Very active. You can feel him.
And just regular God?
For most people, he doesn't exist. He's retired, like the memory of a bad uncle.
And that's for most people?
But not me. God wants me dead.
How do you know?
Because God's making me suffer.
Why?
Because I made a deal with the devil.
The letter said that I was in love with myself. And that self-love is no good for mental health.
It was about my career. The devil told me if I gave it everything, he would give me more in return.
How did the devil tell you this? So I got angry and I hated myself.
He came to me in a dream. He looked like my father.
Then I burnt the letter and felt much better about myself. Do you think your father is the devil?
I never gave my father a Father's Day gift. I think that's pretty cruel.
Did you call him?
Yes.
Well, that's good enough. But in this dream, if the devil said you gave it everything, you'd get more in return. That doesn't make any sense. How can you get more than everything?
Because what I'm giving you is just inside of me. My head, my mind, and that's a lot. But the world is bigger than my head, so the devil said if I gave up what was inside of me, expose it, I would be returned with great riches, great fame, great women.
Sounds great. So what's the problem?
God's the problem.
Really?
Yeah, he's not really into people who make deals with the devil.
Even in a dream?
Even in a dream. Even if I didn't really make a deal with the devil, God knows I was willing to. The intent was there. I've been getting looks from people.
What people?
Everyone. In bookstores. It's like I sit down to have a coffee and I can just feel this buzz all around me. Some people know. I've decided I wasn't meant to be an American. The voices were telling me I wasn't meant to be an American.
What voices?
My voices have choices, nice ones too. So many things to do, without me or with you. My choices have voices, nice ones too.
Oh, you were saying about being an American?
I don't think I am an American. I don't think I ever was one.
Were you born in the United States?
Yes.
Then you're an American.
No, not literally. I mean, there are starving people in this country, right?
Yes, I'm afraid there are.
Shouldn't they be Ethiopians?
I don't follow.
They're drunks here, right?
Yes, there are.
Well, shouldn't they be in Ireland, where they belong?
You know I'm part Irish, right?
I'm sorry.
Sorry for what you said, or sorry that I'm Irish?
And there are whores and drug addicts in this country, right?
Yes.
A place called France for them to dance.
What about America? Who is meant to dance here? Who is America created for?
Liars, thieves, and politicians. Those that don't pray but believe in superstitions. Pick up a penny only on heads. How did George Washington sleep in so many beds? And everyone's questions are muted by meds.
So I guess you're above all this.
You see, I'm a calm and peaceful person. I try to be like Jesus, calm and peaceful.
Well, you know, Jesus wasn't calm and peaceful all the time. He spoke with strength and conviction, and he did scare a lot of people.
I believe in strength through passivity. The sharks eat the minnows, and then the sharks get so full and bloated they drown.
Or float to the shore?
Very good. You know who survives? The middle-sized fish. The middle-sized fish is the intelligent fish, watching the battle, standing behind it, picking the moment, striking when others are vulnerable. You know what the United States is? It's the shark. And we've been programmed to feed the shark minnows, 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 and they'll all go down. The Middle East first, then Europe, then Asia, until finally, who you'd least expect, Mexico. Poor, starving Mexico. Fat red, white, and blue shark will bloat up, and you know who's gonna strike?
Jesus?
No, Canada. Canada is the middle-sized fish. And by that time I'll be in Calgary, calm and peaceful, probably spending my days as an artist and my nights gathering inspiration in the city. I'll be in a men's club. Canada is the home of the classiest men's clubs in the world, watching the most beautiful women in the world disrobe.
This is your fantasy?
This is my reality. One unsuspecting night, I'll be with a Nova Scotian, taking liberties on my lap with my third eye on the high-definition television. Between some beautiful lady's breasts, I'll catch a glimpse of a TV network devoted exclusively to hockey. A game exquisite year in and year out, unlike your American baseball, which can only generate heat with a rigged home run derby. The hockey will be disrupted, though, by a special news report by the calm, peaceful Canadian Tom Brokaw, who'll say, "We regret to report the shark has sunk. Full report at 11 Now back to hockey." And for a second, maybe 5 full Canadian minutes, us fine Canadians, us fine Calgarians, will pray for the rest of the world. For the families and friends we left behind. For the sharks and minnows that didn't listen to Canada's wail. The silence will kill us. Some of the dancers will begin to cry. But then we'll hear a voice. "It's time to leave you all behind. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, carry on."
Freddie Mercury will be resurrected?
No. Maybe. But I was hoping for the jukebox. A machine proven to have a heart. And Freddie's voice will bring us to our new American reality. A reality without America. We'll realize that we are the chosen ones. We are the ones eating apples and killing snakes in the new Garden of Eden. And, because it's not our job, we can't even bury the dead, but merely try to ignore their stench.
But what about your deal with the devil?
I will be pardoned, because I was smart enough to move to God's country.
Your envelope of ashes reads, "Go to hell."
Who said Calgary is God's country?
Brett the Hitman Hart. Now this story, so gory, so full of glory, I must tell.
living with our fears, just you and me and the government. But now is the time to set things right, with you and me and the government. And we know it won't be long, won't be long, since we know that something's wrong with you and me and the government. Who is this government anyway? And what are we all doing here? Thinking, hoping, there's this candidate, that candidate, the other one over there. But I'm here to tell you, the government's got a tough job to do. And if we all just think about it, step back for a moment, we can all work this thing out together. We can all be free. This love affair is the only thing I know. The three of us must get along, 'cause now is the time to set things right, with you and me and the government. Protest people separate